Um, but the Roman versus Sammy was very emotional. It was one of the best storylines that I've seen. And like we said, man, if you're going to pass the belt off, that crowd in Montreal, that was the best way to do it. Just like, in Cardiff, for Drew McIntyre at that Clash at the Castle when he fought Roman, that was a great opportunity to pass it off because those fans were so hot, man. And I don't know if Sammy will ever get another pop like that.
Nah. They owed it to Montreal. They could have did that, and they never would have brought up the screwdriver again.
Yeah. I don't.
They
I
could have.
think. I think. I think this kind of. I mean, the screwdriver is still there because that's something famous to happen. But I think this story will. Moving on, I think this story and the story of Montreal as a venue and as a crowd and as a wrestling hub. I think the story and the narrative will start to change a little bit. And I think that WWE will have a lot more events in Montreal because, like I said, you don't get a lot of crowds like that. And that crowd was hot for every single match. Let's go into Bobby versus Brock real quick. Um, I want to see what you guys thought about the Bobby versus Brock match. Let me go, Chef Showtime. How did you feel about the Bobby? I said baby, the Bobby versus Brock match, and did you like the ending that they gave you, or do you feel like they missed or dropped the ball on that?
I feel they dropped the ball on that match. I mean, they should have made it more hard hitting because it's two giants they compared each other to. Bobby Lashley, Brock Lesnar, the Almighty versus the Beast. It should have been a brutal match. The ending was horrible. You feel me? That was just dumb. Like low blow. Do you want to beat him up? Come on now. I don't like stuff like that. It makes wrestling boring.
When Brock started to fade, he could not break out of the Hurt Lock. I was like, something's about to happen. I just felt it. I was like, something's about to happen. It's about to be some bullshit, and it's going to be a continuance. And that's what happened. But like I said, I wasn't mad at it because, Bobby again asserted his dominance over Brock Lesnar. I feel like, honestly, Bobby Lashley has nothing to prove to anyone anymore. I think Brock was his ultimate test to see if he actually could compare himself or even stack up to the fame and the allure that Brock Lesnar has. Bobby put it all on the line every single match. And like I said, I think Brock Lesnar was Bobby Lashley's ultimate test to see if he still has it. I think ultimately Roman Reigns will be Bobby's biggest test. You know what I'm saying? Star-wise and everything. If Bobby and Roman somehow was able to lock up. But right now, I don't think that Bobby has anything to prove to anybody. He is a top tier talent, and he has definitely separated himself from Brock Lesnar. LP, do you think that Bobby has anything to prove, and what did you think about the Bobby versus Brock Lesnar match?
Yeah, Bobby definitely don't got nothing to prove. He don't. I mean, he don't prove it even before now. I thought the match was horrible. I think the reason why the match was like it is, and people just don't want to admit it, Brock is lazy. Brock no longer wants to have a match like that. Brock is gonna come in. If you notice that match, all they did was spear each other, F5. They just did a big move. Like Brock before, Brock versus Kurt Angle, or Brock versus The Rock, or Brock. I watched the triple threat the other day. It was Brock Lesnar versus, I don't know if you guys remember that. It was Brock versus Seth Rollins versus Was it John Cena? I think it was a triple threat for the belt. I think that's what it was. And Brock had the belt. Again, I'm telling you, Peacock is the bomb. This like really start going back and watching these old Raws and pay-per-views. But I don't even remember the pay-per-view. But it was a pay-per-view with those three fought. That was a hell of a damn match. And I ain't even a John Cena fan like that. But Seth Rollins and John Cena, this had to be like 2015, 2016 pay-per-view. Whatever. Seth Rollins had the blonde streak or whatever. As a matter of fact, Seth Rollins had the Money in the Bank briefcase during that damn match. But I say all that to say this. Brock used to wrestle. Like Brock is barely even throwing fists. Brock is going to get in there and jump for his moves. And I don't even think he has cardio anymore. I don't think Brock can go 10 minutes. So, me personally, I don't want to see them for Mania no more. I have wanted to see Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley for years. I no longer want to see it now because Bobby is there. Bobby gonna go. Bobby is in shape. Brock is not. If Brock is not gonna be Brock, I don't want to see it no more. And I think they're gonna have Brock and Bray Wyatt as Bobby. I don't know, a triple threat or maybe Brock and Bobby gonna team up. They'll fight the Wyatt Six. I'm like, now that would be more interesting if they made them two team up and fight the Wyatt Six. I didn't see something got a pop for WrestleMania. Bray Wyatt versus Bobby Lashley for WrestleMania. I don't care about that. That's not something that's gonna get me excited. Because to be honest, Bray Wyatt hasn't been looking that great in the ring either. So I think there's a lot of things that people got to start looking at. Like Bray hasn't had a good match since he's been back. Can he still go? Because he hasn't. I just really think Brock is not going to put his all. No matter what Brock is going to be bare minimum. Give me my money, and I'll see you guys later.
Yeah, Brock is very bare bones, bare minimum. When you realize you don't have to do a whole bunch to be able to get over with the fans and to be able to come in and call your shots when you come into the company. I mean, yeah, if I had it like Brock, I wouldn't wrestle hard either. I'm not doing no high bumps and no crazy stuff, flipping off the top of the rope like I used to. I'm not taking no unnecessary bumps if I don't have to. I'm gonna come in, kick ass, and then leave. You know what I'm saying? I think one of the best and most memorable promo segments, and we didn't talk about it, man, because we had ran out of time on the show. But Brock and Bobby, when they had this shape before, and Brock had came into the ring and was like, you know what? Lately, the only thing I can really think about is Bobby Lashley. You know what I'm saying? I go to the bathroom, I think about Bobby. I go to eat breakfast, I think about Bobby. I go to bed with my wife. 5 hours later, I think about Bobby. You know what I'm saying? I think that was a funny segment from Brock Lesnar, and we've been having Cowboy. I love Cowboy Brock. I'm gonna be honest with you. Cowboy Brock is where it's at, man, because you know he has a character now other than this unstoppable beast that's just come in to destroy stuff. I love to hear Brock talk now, man, even though it's few and far between, and some of his words are very short. You know what I mean? I like Brock, Cowboy Brock on the mic. So, do I want to see Bobby versus Brock Lesnar again? Maybe in the cage, but to be honest with you, I think Omos just challenged Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. I'm not sure what that's going to look like, or even if they're going to have that match. I didn't even know I needed to see that until now, to be honest with you. But I think you alluded to it last podcast, LP. I think I really want to see Gunther versus Brock. I'm interested to see how that would really turn out, and I think that would be a great test for Gunther, and also, you know, to put Brock. I think he'll push Brock to the brink, man. I think that'll be a really hard-hitting, really good match, and I want to see how Brock takes a Gunther chop. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think this version of Brock can beat Gunther. If you want to keep it a book, Now the old Bobby, of course they're gonna, they'll make it look how they make it look. But this version of Bobby, this
Bobby
version of
Brock, yeah.
we can't, and that's another thing we haven't really been talking about. We talk about Roman all the time. They ain't got no challenges for Gunther. Gunther done ran out. Who the heck? Madcap Moss? Who was it? Madcap Moss?
It was Madcap Moss, yeah,
I didn't even watch that match. He knew damn well he won't about to lose that belt. Madcap Moss.
I mean, Madcap
good
kind of pushed him to the limit. I mean, the match was kind of, I'm gonna be honest with you, the match was boring to me. But Madcap kind of, he hung in there with Gunther, man. He hung in there with Gunther a little bit. Let's go ahead and switch over, man. I want to talk about the Judgment Day members Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley taking on Edge and Beth Phoenix. The Great Couple, I thought that was a great match.